Mr. F.E. Martin. I covered a little bit about the story of Mr. F.E. Martin, how it all started and where it is right now. Mr. F.E. Martin had this dream that he wanted to keep manufacturing in the United States of America and deliver the utmost in quality and design. He wanted to make pieces that would cover everyone. He wanted to make sure that there is jewelry for everyone at F.E. Jewelry, no matter your budget or your lifestyle. That's exactly what he did. Mr. F.E. Martin was so proud of his product that any piece of F.E. jewelry that you buy comes with a lifetime warranty. Not just that, any piece of F.E. jewelry that you buy comes with an upgrade policy. Now, an upgrade policy is very simple. If you find something that you like this cruise, if there's something that catches your eye, catches your desire, you buy it now. But you have the option of upgrading into something bigger, something brighter, something that you might like later, maybe 20 minutes later, maybe 20 years later. You can always do that. Now, at the shopping show, I just touched in on the yellow diamonds, but now we will be talking more in depth about the selections that are available for you on this cruise. First off, let me ask you, do you know what's 4 C's of what are the 4 C's of your diamonds? It's right there, yes? Cut, color, carat, weight, and clarity. So if I were to ask you, can you tell me which of the 4 C's is the most important C? Cut, color, clarity, so carat, weight is left. I think we can say that as well, right?
No.
Clarity. Okay, okay, let me ask you. What is the first thing that catches our eye when we talk about diamonds? How big is it? The sparkle, right? Like, what is the one thing that the diamonds are known for? It's for the sparkle. And what is the one thing that defines that sparkle? That's the cut. That is the cut of a diamond. What if I were to ask you, do you know if there's a 5th C to your diamonds? No, it's not the cost. I mean, it is important, yes, but it's not the credit score. That's a good one. Okay, there's a 5th C to it, but we'll get to it when we cross that bridge. For now, the most important C is the cut of your diamond, because that is what decides how well the diamond performs, how well it sparkles. So what happens with the cut is basically how the light enters the diamond and does its magic and reflects back to you. That's how we see the sparkle of that diamond. Now, your shapes could be any, could be like, just for example, if we were to see, if we had all these windows in here, they were just 2 windows for now. If we had more windows, if there's more light coming in, and if at specific angles, and the way it reflects back to us, that's how clear our vision would be in this room. Similarly, with the cut, what happens is, even if your diamond is not of the best clarity, even if there's some inclusion in it, but if it's so well cut, it will cover up for that. You might not even ever see the inclusion in it. Moving ahead, this is your color. Now, what do you think this graph is? From D to Z, what do you think this graph is? Is it good, better, best? What do you think it is? Light to dark, I like that answer. Yes, it's basically the color. As you move more towards D, it's your clearer white diamonds. As you move towards Z, it's your fancy yellow or your colored diamonds. Now, when it comes to your to the color of a diamond, it does add value to it. Like, if it's more towards D, it's the rarest of the rare, it is going to command more money. It's going to command more price. But there was a time when the fancy yellows or the color diamonds were not that highly valued. But now we live in a world where the color diamonds are considered as precious as the white diamonds. So what happens is, as we keep moving towards Z, there is color that is added to your diamonds. Now, here's a small story that I have to share here. There was this gentleman. He attended one of my shows. He wanted to, he attended the shopping show, then he went to the seminar, and then he joined us inside the store right after. And he wanted to find a ring for his girlfriend, and he wanted to propose to her. So, as a typical jeweler would do, they wanted to show him a solitaire or a beautiful ring or a clear diamond, because that's what he had in mind as well. That maybe that is what the engagement ring is supposed to be. But there was this one ring that was not towards the white or the clear diamonds. It was more towards this side of the graph, say around S or T. And he kept coming back to that ring. And so there came a time when I got involved, and I said, so sir, you keep coming back to this ring. What is the reason behind it? He says, I understand, like, I do not know much about jewelry, and I understand maybe this is a better diamond by value of it. But this reminds me of the glass of champagne that I shared with my girlfriend on the very first day. At that very moment, he knew that that piece of jewelry was his piece of jewelry. For him, that ring was more valuable than any other diamond. And you know me, I do not shut up easy, but I didn't know what to say. I was like, well, sir, you found your ring. Finding a piece of jewelry, because jewelry is more than just carbon. It becomes an heirloom piece. It goes on forever. Even after we are gone, it stays on. It's passed down from generation to generation. It becomes my grandmother's ring, my great-great-grandmother's ring. There is more value to it than just the diamond part of it, just the sparkle of it. It holds on to that memory and then transfers it for generations to come. Moving ahead, we are talking about the clarity. Now, what do you think the clarity of a diamond is? It's basically the amount of inclusions in it. Can we see something in it, or how clearly can we see it, or we cannot see it? Like, for example, but I don't like to call it inclusion. I think that's slightly a negative annotation for it, but I usually consider it fingerprints. So if we all take our hands up here, shake it up a little, then the other one. Do you think both hands have the same fingerprints, even if they're your own hands? No. Every hand, every finger has their own separate mark to it. And that's how I like to see the inclusions. As we move towards the right of the graph, that is flawless, that would be like you cannot see any inclusion in it. Even if you took it under the microscope, you would not see any. But as you keep moving towards the included side of it, say SI or slightly included or included, these are the inclusions or the marks or the fingerprints that we can see with our naked eye. Again, more the flawless it is, technically it does command more value, but that does not mean that you cannot have your own piece that might have a small mark on it. I have to share a small story here as well. So there was this couple who wanted a ring for their 30th wedding anniversary. And of course what the jeweler does is they try to show you the flawless, or say VVS, very slightly included, this is the best in clarity, best in color. But that sir and that madam were looking at a ring that had a small mark like this in here. So you could see it. It wasn't something really big, but you could see a small inclusion in it. Me being me, I had to ask what was going on. So I asked them, and they said, well, Preet, I understand what the jeweler is saying. I also understand the logic behind it. But for me, this is my piece. Because when I look at this ring, I do not see a mark in it. I see that, okay, this is not perfect. But he said, nothing in life is perfect. And for us, as a couple, it's a perfect reminder that nothing is perfect and neither is our marriage. So when they gifted each other, when they took that ring together, they took that as a small symbol, and that's how they found their peace.
Wow. That's deep.
That was deep. That's included, right? But yes, that's what I keep saying. Every piece of jewelry should be your piece of jewelry. It should not be something that I like. Like, I love yellow diamonds. Like, the entire ship knows this by now. But it doesn't mean that Suzanne has to love yellow diamonds as well. You have to find your piece. She found her rubies today, so just say. Carat weight. Now here's a pro tip with it. Carat weight is basically the mass of the diamond. A pro tip here is, usually the market always goes for the carats, like 1 carat, 2 carat, 3 carat flat. But if you want to save money, it's always in the pointers. The magic is in the pointers. If I were to ask you, if I put a 1 carat and a 90 pointers, like 0.90 of a carat, or even a 75 pointers in it, there would not be a lot of difference in the size. You will not be able to tell a lot of difference in it, but there will be a significant difference when it's the price, when we compare the price of that gold. So pro tip here is, ask for the pointers, ask for the carat weight, and if it's 0.90 and you're looking for a carat ring, I would say go for the 0.90. 90 pointers will save you a lot of money. Ladies and gentlemen, the fifth C is craftsmanship. We will not remember how big the stone is or how much we paid for it, but there's something that we will always remember is how beautifully that ring is made, how that made you feel. I mean, you could have the perfect stone, but if the prong setting is wrong and you're putting your hand in your pocket or something, it's always catching your dress or your suit, you will never enjoy that ring. So craftsmanship or how well the diamond is sitting in it is, I would say, it's a very important and very valuable see. So any piece of jewelry that we like, that we see in there, if it doesn't please us in this way, I would say it's very important to understand the craftsmanship behind it. This is where Mr. F.E. Martin took a lot of pride in his jewelry, in his artwork. He used to call it artwork because he was very big on it. He designed a lot of pieces for almost till the very end. Even till the last day, he kept designing pieces, and there's a complete collection that is the F.E. Martin New York collection that are pieces that have been hand designed by Mr. F.E. Martin. Now we're going to move in and jump into some of the selections that are available on board. First off is the color diamonds. We all know that diamonds now are available in almost all colors. We have your blue diamonds, we have your pink diamonds, we have the yellow diamonds. Of course, we have the espresso and the black diamonds as well. Now, all the color diamonds in the world, they basically come from one place. The last known source was the Argyle mine in Australia. It has been shut since 2020, so all the color diamonds are now in circulation, and they are being used by different companies like Effie and Tiffany. They are being used and made rings and jewelry that we see products are in the market. Now, when we do not have an active source, like we do not have a fresh source of known source of color diamonds, the prices, of course, they go up. The value of that diamond or gemstone increase. So color diamonds, as I mentioned, on the new starter diamond inside the FE boutique, you have the option of looking at your favorite color diamond, if that is something that you like. Who has heard of lab-grown diamonds before? There we go. When I started, I also had my apprehensions about it because I thought maybe what is a lab-grown diamond? Maybe it's a diamond that is not a diamond. But the fact of the matter is that lab-grown diamonds are real diamonds in every which way and form. They have the same physical, chemical, optical properties like your mined diamonds. The only difference is that we do not have to wait for millions of years for the diamonds to arrive at the Earth's surface. Now we have the technology to create the same heat and pressure inside a lab. We take a seed of a mined diamond. With those conditions, we have the ability to control all 4 C's of it. Traditionally, we could just control the cut of a diamond. But now we have this ability to control the cut, color, clarity, and the carat weight of the diamonds. Another difference is, of course, when it comes to the cost of the piece, or that credit score, or swiping that credit card. Now, if I were to ask you if you could tell me that if you were to buy 2 carat worth of diamond studs in your traditionally mined diamonds, they would cost you around $15,000 to $20,000. But here with Reverie, that is FE's lab-grown diamonds, you can have them right here on board for as low as $2,295. Any piece of FE jewelry comes with a lifetime warranty, of course, and a certification of authenticity with it. Any lab-grown diamond comes with an IGI certification that tells us about the authenticity and the procedure that has been used for it. So lab-grown diamonds, they are very popular. They are the hot trend right now. People are saving a lot of money. And if there is something that you like, you definitely have to look into the star diamond as well. Now this is also a lab-grown diamond. But every piece of star that you see, you actually can see a star, the shape of a star in it. Traditionally, your round brilliant had 57 facets, so this one has 91 facets. So almost twice the facets, almost twice the sparkle. And the beauty is, FE Jewelry is the only company in the world that has the trademark for it. They are the only ones who are making the star cut right now. Any piece of star cut jewelry, star diamonds, are set in 18 karat gold, white or yellow gold, as you may like. And there's a selection available inside the store as well. There's a loop. When you take a piece of star diamond, you look at it under the loop, you will see the star for yourself. Moving ahead, the watercolors collection. This was one of the first selections that Mr. F.E. Martin became famous for. He was given the title of the King of Color, and very rightly so. With the watercolors collection, it's like taking a palette of multicolored sapphires, dipping a paintbrush in it, and making jewelry with it. We like to call it wearable art. And watercolors, as I mentioned, when Mr. F.E. Martin started, the briefcase story. The briefcase that originally he had some watercolors in it. He was the first person who introduced multicolored sapphires into the jewelry scene. And that is how, from that day and 46 years later, it still carries his legacy with him known as the King of Color. Watercolors collection, as I mentioned, selection is one of the oldest and one of the first selections available right now on board for you to see. Now Levian, one of the oldest names in the jewelry business. Now Levian is known for its delicious diamonds, as we like to call it. Did you know that only Levian has the trademark to call brown diamond chocolate diamonds? They were the first ones who registered it chocolate. Everybody else can call them brown diamonds, espresso diamonds, but nobody else but Levian can call them chocolate diamonds. Levian is available on board. They have their rose gold and everything is available on board. If this is something that you like, so you like something different with your diamonds, this is a selection that you need to see. Now this is something very special. I covered it in the shopping show a little about the vault. The vault is basically those pieces that are not out on display. These are the pieces that you typically have to know someone who knows someone who knows someone just to get a glimpse of. Like I'm talking about diamonds that catch light differently. I'm talking about Paraiba tourmaline, alexandrite, or green diamond of the size of a quarter. This is where you can see them. These never hit the shop floor, but there's a catch to it. The FE manager on any ship has the access to the digital vault. So if you're looking at the pieces, but you still cannot find your piece, and you're looking for something special, or you think that you might like something different, but truly one of a kind, all you have to do is ask, and he can open the vault, he can show you all the pieces, and you never know, your next big adventure or something different might just be a click away. Nalasiri Tanzanite. Do you know what's the cruiser's favorite gemstone?
Tanzanite.
It's Tanzanite. Of course you know, Lem. Tanzanite, and why do we love our Tanzanite? It's one of the most famous exotic gemstones is Tanzanite. It comes from only one place on the planet, that is Tanzania, East Africa. So let's imagine we're standing on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, and we're looking down, and at the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro, there's a small mine, only 4 kilometers in radius, and that is the only known source of Tanzanite in the entire world. And since it is so rare, it obviously commands a very high price as well. So excuse me. Typically, any piece of Tanzanite, the reason because it's so rare and to find big pieces is difficult. I mean, not as difficult, but like you must have heard, you are repeat cruisers, you must have heard that this comes from only one source, and the mines are being shut or the mines are being depleted, and you will never see Tanzanite in the next 10 years. I'm sure you've heard this before. A part of it is true because the mines are still active. They're still mining for Tanzanite, but now they cannot find those bigger pieces or that rich in color. Speaking about color, the next reason why we love our Tanzanite is, of course, because of the color. We spoke about the 4 C's of diamonds. What are the 4 C's of any colored gemstone? With your colored gemstones, it's always color, 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 and color. Color is the most important thing, whether it's your rubies, whether it's your emeralds, whether it's your Tanzanite. Now this Tanzanite is basically trichroic. This is the only gemstone that has a trichroism. That means it shows 3 colors. It's not just blue, it's velvety blue with some purple in it, and there are splashes of raspberry pink in it as well. If you go into the store right now after the seminar, I want you all to take some Tanzanite out of the case and put it right across the light and look for that trichroism. Look for those 3 colors inside. Now my VIP cards definitely is a great tool that you can use to save a lot of money. If you like Tanzanite or any of the diamonds or gemstones that we've covered so far, you can ask me. We can go into the store, look more at it, and let's try to find your piece with it. And now, last but not the least, I'm going to cover the yellow diamonds once again because I absolutely love yellow diamonds. So I like to call them as your very own personal sunshine. If we fill this ship up with diamonds, right, from the top to the bottom, from the front to the aft, and it's okay if you do not know which side the aft is at, sometimes I forget that as well. If we fill that up with diamonds, with traditional white diamonds, only this much out of it will turn out to be yellow diamonds. They're so rare, but they're so beautiful. It's like if you walk past the store, they radiate with their rich golden hue through the case. When we go inside, right after the seminar, I want you all to do something very special for me. I want you to take a piece of yellow diamond, take it out of the case. I want you to hold it in your hand. It could be anything. It could be a ring, it could be a pendant, or even an earring, anything of your choice. The bigger the better. I want you to hold it like this and look through the top of the diamond, that is the crown of the diamond, and I want you to rock it 20 degrees to the left and then 20 degrees to the right. And I want you to see that firework, that scintillation in that diamond. Yellow diamonds, they glow differently, they sparkle differently. Now we have this opportunity. Like if you have to go back home, if you ask your local jeweler to show you some yellow diamonds, they would maybe show you 5, 10 or 15 pieces. But right here on board the new starting lab, we have at least 247 pieces of your yellow diamonds. There is something for everyone, no matter the price range, no matter your choice or selection. Right now, when we walk inside the store, I want you all to find your piece. If there's anything that you've been looking for,